Hello YouTube. We should be live now, and I hope you are hearing me. How are we today? How how is everyone? And by everyone I mean right now probably one person at best. How is everyone doing? How's chat doing? I probably shouldn't be awaiting the answers too much. If anyone is seeing the chat that has been posted before the stream started and is wondering what the hell is that about, so I have to tell you, like, I had a bit of an Indian invasion in my Fiverr direct messages because hello streamer, we're receiving you, please stand by for flight controls. Yes. uh, I keep like forgetting the exact. I want to quote the song and then forget the exact wording. Like, like how did it go? It's not very different today. I'm now trying to remember the song. Major Tom to ground control, and I'm not gonna try to sing without the music. Or with the Diablo music in the background behind me. I'm not gonna try to sing. Like, Major Tom to ground control. Stars are looking very different today. I remember Space Oddity. I like the song. I don't remember like the lyrics very well right now, but I did like the song. I do like the whole Bowie's the whole performance. Ziggy Stardust. Like that was the kind of stuff that I didn't grow up. That this was little before my time, but this was the kind of stuff that I like. That was like my kind of era that I was like into, like visually, like musically, visually. That was my kind of era. But anyway, I had a bit of an Indian invasion in my Fiverr inbox. Because like, if you don't know, if anybody watching this either now live or watching it as a VOD later, if anyone doesn't know, I have a Fiverr gig where I write people's character backstories for like D&D, Pathfinder, Daggerheart, one Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk based on Cyberpunk. That's, well, which one is based on which one? The TTRPG was first, but it wasn't called 2077. Like, it was Cyberpunk. It was just Cyberpunk, I think, originally. I don't remember like the exact names of the products. The stars will remember the shape we gave them. Yes, I randomly remember Oryx line when you said that thing about stars. That thing about stars was a line from Space Oddity by David Bowie. And on the last few days, suddenly I am getting a lot of DMs, a lot of messages from like people from like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, an occasional Nigerian, mostly people from like the Indian region, suddenly messaging me like these weird messages that are most like hi, and they like 4 out of 5 times they misspell the word hi. Like that, it's a 2-letter word, age I, and they misspell it. They misspell the word hi. They just say half the messages are just hi, often misspelled. Then I say, okay, hello, what can I help you with? And half the messages, nothing else happens. That's it. That's the end of it. And then the other half seem very confused about what's happening. And like hello, please give work, or hi, how work. Like, there's that kind of messages I'm getting. And like, I try to tell them, like, I'm the wrong person to ask that. Sometimes a person, like, it seems like he's starting to ask about like getting into that. It seems he's starting to get into that, but then I like You're a freelancer. Yeah, I'm a freelancer. And then he says, I can write you a story about this and that. And you can't write me a story because I don't want to hire you to write a story. I am writing the stories. Like, you seem confused. I'm the one writing the stories here. I've been having suddenly, like over the last few days, just having a ton of these. Like, I don't know where these are coming from. Like, have my gig been posted somewhere on like some Indian website? Has my gig been posted somewhere by some Indian dude who doesn't know English very well, and he said it wrong, and he said that I'm buying but when I'm selling actually? Like, I don't know what that's about. Genuinely don't know what's been happening. That all of a sudden I'm getting this just Indian invasion in my inbox, and it's about as confusing as English must be confusing to them, given the way they talk. Like, I don't want to speak ill of any nationality. I don't want to speak ill of like Indians in general, but they are not giving the best impression right now. I don't know what's going on. Like, there's plenty of Indian people, very smart Indian people. They are learning from the I don't think they are learning a lot from the British. At least the ones that are in my Fiverr inbox. I don't think they have learned a whole lot from the British. Like, they can't even say hi properly. Like, there's plenty of hardworking, very intelligent Indian people, but these are not the ones I'm getting in my inbox on Fiverr. And like, I don't know what's going on. Like, can't I get like some smart Indian people who know what the you know what? I know why I'm not getting the smart Indian people. I'm not getting the smart Indian people because the smart ones know what this is about, and they don't shoot me stupid messages. That's why I'm not getting them. That's why I'm getting only the worst ones. Has this message always been here? You have cross-network play enabled to may encounter players on other platforms. Has that message always been there? I don't recall. Yeah, I have thankfully dismantled things, and I guess we have more. We'll have more side quests to do in Kyrgyzstan before we move on. And yes, what was that yes to? And before we move on with the main story and return to Kyovashad, still whole bunches of the map that I haven't uncovered. I'll have to get into that at some point. Maybe the main quest will take me there. What time is it? 2 midnight. 2 minutes to midnight. It's 2 minutes to midnight. Something. Kill the nightborn. Kill the unborn in the womb. Something. 2 minutes to midnight. It's a song. Look it up. Yes, the message is always there. I need to practice full sentences because your ADHD matches mine and you forget what we. There is a delay. There is a delay between when you hear me and when I say the things. So by the time I see your yes, I am talking about something else. So like, I'm talking about the Indians again, and meanwhile, in the time that it took for my speech to reach you, I think that's the direction in which this delay is going. Like, that's the only way it makes sense. That's the only way it makes sense for that message delay to be going. But yes, please talk in full sentences when there is this delay with the stream and all. It's technically not midnight yet, so we could just I don't know what we would be doing for 5 seconds, 15 seconds, however much left. What is also giving me a little bit of a pause is that you say time differently in Polish. Like you say time very differently in Polish. Like in Polish, you say like you can't say like 2 to midnight. You can say things like that. Things like that. You can say like 2 to 5. You can say things like that. But like it. Usually I say the full hours, the full time.
I need more vigor.
Usually I say that full time like 11:59. 11:58, like that's how I usually say this stuff. Slaughter guide, like I'm continuously amused by the weapon names, like any item names in Diablo 4. Like you usually like say,
I don't have enough vigor.
6:15, like 4:15, and like when I try to speak the time in English, like I have to like reset my head.
I need more vigor.
Oh, there's like a rare. I didn't even notice. Or elite.
I'm low on vigor.
Now, what is this? A roll of skeletons suddenly popping out of the ground. You know, like things like that with language, like they can really throw you off. Like it seems because like when your whole life, all you have done is like say 11:59, 11:58. When your whole life you said only like that way, and you suddenly. And you like have to speak that hour in a different language. Like it can really throw you off. Because learning another language is more than just learning the words. Why did you zoom in like that?
I don't have enough vigor.
Oh. That really hurt for some reason, like just a single one explosion. Okay, return to Hadam. Is that all we were doing here? Oh, suddenly there's like a bunch of side quests opening here. Like, do I want to do all of that? I know. Path of the Paladin. Maybe I should check like at least like the some of the like interesting things. I don't know if that will really. Maybe the Path of the Paladin will help like discover what the hell happened with the Crusaders and kids in Hawazar. We haven't been to Hawazar yet. Speaking in full sentences is hard though. Maybe. It may be sometimes, but you know, it is also something like a linguistic barrier that you have to. What's happening? Why is it flashing red? I'm not in combat right now. You never really realize. I should try to get to that. Path of the Paladin. Maybe that will help, like with the whole storyline with the Crusaders and the Hawazar. We haven't been to Hawazar yet. Oh, of course, there's another random elite in here. Maybe like that's the thing, like with language, like things you take for granted suddenly prove to not be very granted, and like it's easy to like that's the thing about learning languages. You have to like relearn things that may have seemed obvious to you before, like you know, like how you read hours, how you read the numbers. How you read numbers, that's a big one. Like even if you know the specific numbers, people will in different languages people will read the actual number in a different way. Like say the number 2000, say the number 9 the number that is spelled out with the numbers 1959. In Polish you would read it 1959. That's how you would read it in Polish. 1959. In English, you could read it 1959. You could read it like that, or if it's a date, if it's a year, then suddenly it's no longer 1959. Suddenly it's 1959, because suddenly we're speaking in hundreds instead of thousands when it's a date. And this is also similar to how German says numbers. So it's not enough to know the number for the word. It's not enough to know the word for 1,000, the word for 900, the word for 50, and the word for 9. It's not enough. Camels. You have to know how to put those numbers together. So in German, the 1959 would be 1959. 1959. My accent is terrible in German, I assure you. But that's like this, that's roughly the word. That's roughly the word. Okay, that's a big one.
I need more vigor.
Sturdy pants, thank you. So in German, it's 1959. So like 1959 is, if you try to translate it into English directly, word by word, it will be 1909 and 50. That's how Germans read. That's how Germans read the tens. That's how Germans read the tens. They don't read 59. They read 9 and 50. And I always found it very weird. And like this something that you have to just learn beside on top of just the words. And like especially like Americans who only ever like speak English, only ever speak American English, like they don't appreciate how weird it can be to have to like relearn basic things about language. Hey, Paladin, like what's happening? What's with these, like, where did these come from? Okay, Path of the Paladin. What is it you were ordered to do?
Chasing a group of Asmodan cultists who captured a girl known for her connection to the light. Some say she has a gift of healing.
German is it's a very interesting language. It's a very interesting language, especially to a Slav. Especially to a Slav, it's a very interesting language because it does a lot of things very differently. Like, I don't remember a whole lot of German anymore. But I remember that it does things in a very weird way. I might as well pick this up because it's on the way. I remember the one guy from Austria who you met at like middle school. I was a little bit concerned when you said you remembered the one guy from Austria for a second. You remember the one guy from Austria you met at middle school who helped to get you through German classes. You do have to say that dirty talk in German is super weird, probably. Like German does a lot of things very weirdly. Like German loves to use those very like compound words. German loves to use those very compound words. Like there is this one word, I don't remember this word anymore, but there was this one super long word. It was like some government department. Something about fish. like this government department in Germany that had like this extremely long name for it. Like, I'm gonna check it actually. Am I following him? I am following, so maybe I will check the German later. I guess I have the paladin with me for this quest. Maybe I should not finish this quest and just have the paladin following me. Yes, this one. Yes, this one. Übertragungsgesetz. Like, can you even say it in one breath? Rindfleischetikettierung, Überwachungsaufgabe. Like, maybe I could say it all in one breath if I could read it. Rindfleischetikettierungsüberwachungsaufgabe. I get lost of Aufgaben. It's too much for me. That word, that's the word. Rindfleischetikettierungsüberwachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz. Yeah, that's. We were taught this word in German classes in school, and you know what is probably the biggest reason why. It was probably the biggest reason why I don't really remember anything from German. Because I was taught German from zero, from scratch, for 3 years, 3 times. So I was learning German for 9 years total. But every 3 years there would be a reset. Every 3 years there would be a reset. Because I first started learning German in a school type that no longer exists in Poland. It was called the gymnasium at the time, gymnasium. Like, gymnasium no longer exists.
Please, I have gold, a lifetime of savings inside. I'll go in and prepare.
Like, gymnasium was 3 years. So in gymnasium, I started learning German for the first time. Then I went to Lyceum, which is like high school. I went to essentially high school, and then I had to start German from scratch again. Had to start German from scratch because there was no other option. And then I went to university. Then I went to the university, and I wanted to learn French in university. I wanted to learn French, but I was like the only person. Your gymnasiums are either 4-year or 6-year. You go there earlier and continue on as a middle school. Okay.
I need more vigor.
And my paladin disappeared. Maybe she will come back when I... Life on kill. Like, is like 56 life on kill better than a +5 life regen? I don't know. This one has life on hit, and this one has life on kill, and more life on kill, but it's life on hit. So when I hit, it gives me less, This gives me more, but only when I kill. So I think that this maths out to more life. I don't know how much this maths out compared to this. Anyway, yes, I went to university, and I wanted to learn French. I wanted to learn French, but I was like the only person in my class. I'm gonna say class. I was like the only person in my class who wanted to learn Legion method. I was like the only person who wanted to learn French. So I couldn't. They refused to start the class for me. Just for me. So I had to do German again from scratch again, because there was only like basic German and like very advanced German that was beyond me. So for the third time I was learning German from scratch, and I remembered more than most of the class at the time. I remembered more than most of the class when I was starting for the third time, but because it was like the same thing 3 times, I never advanced a whole lot. Despite the 9 years, I never advanced a whole lot, and then like immediately after I finished the school, like I completely forgot everything. Like I didn't forget everything, but like I remember like very little German, like basics. There's just pretty much just basics. Like I remember the jokes. I remember the jokes we were making. Like one of our favorite jokes, because this was like early 2000s. One of our favorite jokes in German was "Ich bin ein Laden." No, we were saying "Ich bin Laden." We were saying "Ich bin Laden," which is, you know, grammatically incorrect. Because they were trying to say I am a shop. I am a shop. So but because we figured out that you could say Ich bin Laden, and it sounded like, you know, Osama bin Laden. We were saying Ich bin Laden, which is incorrect. But we kept making that joke because, you know, it was the early 2000s, so Bin Laden was very funny. Like, Bin Laden himself wasn't very funny, but you know, making jokes about the name was like top of the wit of a high schooler at the time. I don't think I'm gonna get this in time. Yeah, we have the Kunde in the Kurve, which is basically okay. It's very funny in Czech, yeah. It's very similar to the Polish word, the last one. I think I can swear in Polish. I think YouTube can detect Polish swear words. I think YouTube can't detect Polish swear words, and like, because the word. The word kurve, which means a curve, which means curve in English. In Polish, it also means whore. What is this place? So we also found it very funny at the time. I did want to learn like French, and I remember like a joke a friend taught me about French. This wasn't Lord Walker, this was another guy. It was in gymnasium. It was in gymnasium, and like I wanted to learn French because I thought it sounded interesting as a language, you know. Can I keep the paladin lady? Can I just keep the just not do her quest and just keep her and have her follow me through the whole map? She's not going to follow me out of Kyrgyzstan, is she? Am I full on it? Not quite full yet. There was a joke that, like a French joke, that a friend taught me, because like people like to. She will respawn if I leave the area. Unfortunate. So people like to say like the je ne parle pas française. Je ne parle pas française. I don't speak French. People like to say that incorrectly, and they drop the one par. Drop the second par. The second par is a separate word. It means something like four. It means something like four. Is she breathing heavily like that? And people like to drop the second par, and when they drop the second par, they end up saying je n'ai pas les galottes. Je n'ai pas les françaises. I got ahead of myself. They say je n'ai pas les françaises. When you say je n'ai pas les françaises, instead of saying I do not speak French, you are saying I do not like French, because then you say, because it can be dismantled into je ne parle, which means like, les, article, française, French. So instead of saying I do not speak French, you end up saying I do not like French. So my friend taught me the French joke that when you make the mistake and you say je ne parle française, that the teacher would teach them by saying je n'ai pas les galottes. And je n'ai pas les galottes in French means I don't like pants. So that's a very funny French joke that my friend taught me when I was like 15. We must have been like 15 at the time. It must have been like 15. This was gymnasium. No, this was Lyceum. This was Lyceum, not gymnasium. This was Lyceum. This was the high school. So I was like, yeah, I was like 16. I was like 15, 16, something like that. When we found I don't like pants. We found it like the top of the humor, alongside Ich bin Laden. And I was always a very like linguistically inclined person, so I always found like language jokes very funny.
They tried to summon power from Asmodee.
Like the absolute peak of hilarity to me is like native English speakers trying to pronounce Polish words and Polish names. That's like peak humor to me. Like seeing like Americans, like Englishmen trying to speak Polish.
I hear a cleaning, a discord in the light.
And like the Americans, like Americans are always so concerned about like offending people. Like they're always so concerned about offending people, and so you'd have an American. You'd have an American, like try to speak correctly, and speak very incorrectly, and like they'd be so worried. They'd be so worried that they offended you. Meanwhile, the Polish people are just,
keeping watch.
in Polish we say the phrase we are tearing our sides.
By the
We are
fury of the heavens!
we are tearing our sides. And you know Laura is just not reacting to that at all. He's just standing there.
Deal with
Lady
the
just
forces.
explodes in
Far
light.
from it.
Lady just explodes in light, and Laura just stands there. Oh, what happened? Oh, okay. Did not expect this.
I need more vigor.
I think he was breathing fire on me, and I just like out-healed him. Out-healed the fire. Yes, we do like our offensive jokes over here. Like, it's not that it's an offensive joke.
Servants.
We just, like,
Doesn't matter now.
most Polish people I know just find it very funny to hear English-speaking people try to pronounce Polish. Like, we just find it extremely hilarious. We'd probably find Germans trying to mispronouncing Polish. We'd probably also find that extremely hilarious if we didn't have a bit of a history with the Germans. If we didn't have a bit of a history with the Germans who didn't know how to speak things in Polish. When we hear an American try to speak Polish, we think, haha, it's hilarious. When we hear a German try to speak Polish and speak it badly, we are suddenly reminded of the Nazis. Because, that's what history does to you.
Ah, well done. That's one less problem to worry about.
Overall, we find people trying to speak and like it's always been like the peak of humor for me. And where's that blacksmith? I'm gonna dismantle things again. Like, sure, that people like say offensive jokes a lot. Like, the bigger problem I had is that with like living in Poland, the bigger problem I have is that people not so much like offensive jokes as people just like being like super like racist and homophobic. Like, it's not that like they not like being like joking about it. Like, people are like being genuinely shitty, just very casually. Like, just very there was a place I worked at. I don't want to name it. I don't want to say where this was, but there was a place I worked at when there was like some catastrophe. There was some catastrophe in like Lebanon or Palestine. Like, I think Israel bombed something, which is, it doesn't help you place it in time because Israel is always bombing everyone around them. So like Israel bombed something, like some school, some hotel. I think Israel bombed some kind of hotel, and like a bunch of like Palestinians and like Arabs died. Palestinians, Syrians, a bunch of like Arabic aligned people died, very brutally died in a big fire because Israel is just, because to Israel the Geneva Conventions are just a list of suggestions of things they would like to do to the natives. That's gonna be a topic. That's gonna cause any controversies at all. But like, Israel bombed some kind of hotel, and like a lot of people died in a very gruesome way. And I was working in this place, in this office, which I won't name. And like one of the women said like, well, good, well, good. Let those dirt skins die. Like, it wasn't a joke. She wasn't joking. It wasn't an offensive joke. She was like genuine, just happy. She was genuinely happy that people died. That a lot of innocent people died. Like, it just you know, just casually throwing it out, and like nobody minded it. Like I think I was the only person that reacted to it all. I didn't even say anything because, you know, I saw that nobody else was reacting. Nobody else minded that. So like it felt weird to say anything, but like how are people like this? Like, how are people like really this inhuman? Like, inhuman. That's the only way I can put that. Like, it's a innocent human beings that died in a very brutal, gruesome way, and you happy they died because they have a different skin color, like, or they had a different religion. Like, what the hell? Like, this is what living in Poland is like. Like, even like in this. Even here where I live, in the western parts of Poland, which eastern Poland will tell you that the western Poland is like very, very woke. They wouldn't use the word woke because, you know, it's Polish. But it's like that they will use a term that would be best translated in modern culture as woke. Even here in this part of the country, which is supposedly very woke, even in this part of the country, they like it's still, you get like these like just casual racist, homophobic, transphobic comments because it's just, this is the culture of this freaking country.
Still alive, but not for long. I'll rescue the girl.
And when you have like some kind of compassion to people who look different than you, like you feel like an alien, and it's just so tiresome to live with people in this country. Maybe that's a part of why like I found it hard to find like friends find work in this friggin' country, because they just it's like I'm like from a different century or from a different country internally. Oh Jesus! I hate these spinning circles. Like I can't dodge them in time. Like, what am I supposed to do to this guy now? Like, I can't dodge them, but finally. Like, I hate these spinning circles. It's like, I can't focus on fighting him. People are racist shits everywhere. Yeah, I know, but like I feel like they're not normally like this, just casual about it. Like it's become, like, overall in the world, it's become less accepted.
Those people, they earned their death for what they tried to do. Sanctuary may be covered in shadows, but if we fight for it, there can still be.
And like that's the thing when you like allow people to like joke about being racist, like being jokingly racist, when people are being, when you start to create this culture that like when people hear like they're joking racism too much, they will start to assume that they can actually be racist. I got a unique sword which I can't equip because it's only for paladins, I think. It looks like it's only for paladins. So I got a unique item and I can't use it. So yeah, that's going great today so far. Anyway, I got this to finish. I really do sometimes feel like keep that. Okay, I'll keep that. Show it in the stash. Okay, I'll do it next time I'm in town. You know, I really do feel like, I really do sometimes feel like I'm from like the wrong century, the wrong planet, something, one of those. Like I've always been so defined by empathy, by trying to like get into the head of other people, of other even like fictional characters. I think what like makes what makes me work so great on the what people like appreciate when in the character backstories that I'm writing. I think what people are appreciating and what makes me work so great on for it is that like I get into the character's head. Like I really get into like what the character is thinking, what the character is feeling. Like, attack this. Like, why aren't you attacking this? Like, I really try to get into the character's head. Like, I try to like really analyze the human condition. Like, I don't just write. I don't write just a story. I don't write just events happening. Like I try to get into like what the characters are feeling. And that has always been like a thing that really drove me. It always drove me in more than just writing and everything. Like to really like get into people's heads. Like really like try to understand how people who are not me, how they think, how they work. That does mean that you also try to understand how like some very dangerous people think. Like, you know, it's a part of like why I like get into like serial killer stories. Not because I like crime, I like the brutal murders, not because I like that part, but because they are so like just so different. Like a serial killer is just so different. Like his mind is just works in just such a different way. I just can't help but try to like get in their head. I try to get in their head and think like what drives them, like what made them what they are. I try to really think like what, you know, like what made them to become this. But like you don't just one day just wake up and go, oh, I'm gonna go kill somebody. I'm gonna kill a whole bunch of people. I'm gonna like take a trophy out of these people because I like taking trophies out of people. Like nobody does that. It's not this doesn't just happen like just like this. Like this is like there is a reason. There is a reason why they are like that. There is a reason why anyone is the way they are. Like everyone is a product of their environment. Everyone is a product of their environment. Like something drove people to become this. And like I try to understand how this works, and like, and, you know, like you could say like they're trying to understand like criminals, creeps, trying to understand people like that it can lead to some bad things because you understand how they work and you start thinking like them. Like you think when you try to write a villain, you have to like think a little bit like them. You try to think a little bit like them. You just start thinking in the ways that they think, and you think about the things that drove the villain to the place they are at. And I think that kind of understanding, I think that kind of like empathy for even like the worst people. Like I think that makes for a better writer, because it makes for a more compelling backstory, because the characters are doing things that make sense for them. They are not doing things just because the story demands it. Like they're doing things because that's what this character would do. Like I'm not to toot my own horn, not to toot my own horn and why I'm so great because that's the way I am, because that's the way I think, so I'm so great. But that's the thing that I like in writing and what I try to do in writing, because I think that works really well, So I keep doing that, and then people who get my writing like really appreciate that. That's the feedback I am getting from my work on Fiverr. And that the work on Fiverr, like I'm actually like really getting into writing characters, into writing those characters, into writing all of those like personalities, all of those histories, like getting into all of that. It does it does make me want to get to like writing like a proper book, a proper novel. Okay. It does make me want to get into proper writing. I did share like an idea I had on like a previous stream. Not competition. not like it's I don't want to see it as competition. I want to see it like Tolkien and Lewis. Like they were both writers. They're both writing like foundational fantasy novels at the same time. And they were friends. They were corresponding, and sometimes they were criticizing each other's writing. And each other's work. And they remained friends because they were writing different things for different people, for different audiences. And they both succeeded. They both had great literary success. That's how I see it. But I did share this idea of this on a stream. This idea I had of this anti-Dune. And like I can share an idea. I can share an idea because everybody has ideas. That ideas are nothing. Ideas by themselves are worth nothing. Like actually like working it out and execution, that's what is worth something. So now you can share an idea. And we're joking about it. I am way better at world building. Maybe. So what are you better at? You tell me what you are better at. You have to be better at something, yeah? Maybe like consistency. Yeah, I'm getting that impression. But like when I get like deadlines from Fiverr, because like when I get the gig on Fiverr, when I get the order on Fiverr for the gig, like it helps me to actually sitting down and working on it. I have to look into the Nangari. Like what are they about? Like they look like some kind of Naga. Well, I'll have to look them up later. Like, what's their deal like? I'm going to guess like some kind of demons. But there were different, like, there were different snake people in Sanctuary, weren't there? There were like these abyssals, I want to say, in Diablo 3, in this all these various like random dungeons at max level. These abyssals showed up. Like these aquatic snake people, who it's not clear if they are actually demons, because Diablo likes to explain everything weird as demons. Like when you see a new type of creature in Diablo, it's probably demons, because like everything in Diablo is demons. That's just, you know, the thing with the setting. Like almost everything, but when you look into it, actually,
I know.
the Lacuni,
But there's gold to be made.
the Lacuni are not
Go
demons.
search the ruins.
The Lacuni are like genuinely just a random race of cat people on Sanctuary.
A buyer who pay a king's ransom. And you'll never have to see another snake for as long as you live.
Like just a genuine race of cat people. Well, like I think they were originally human origin. Like you can wall me, I'm not going anywhere. I think the Lacuni were originally of human origin because, you know, everything intelligent in Sanctuary, like kind of by necessity, has to be of like human origin or demon origin, or, you know, like humans corrupted by demons, because that's what like literally everything in Sanctuary, like there's no other way other thing it could be from. That's a lot of fire at once.
Need
Oh
more
shit!
time.
That's a lot of explosions. Because, you know, the sanctuary as itself came from angels and demons, making a world with the world stone. So everything just kind of has to come from that, from those angels and demons. So like if you see like the Lacuni or the Khazra, like they are of humans. They used to be humans who got like corrupted, changed. Nobody ever came to Sanctuary and like created a whole separate race individually.
He fell first.
But then we don't know the real origin of like these abyssals. We do know very little about the abyssals. Like where did they come from? Like what's their deal is? And like they only showed up in Diablo 3 in like a few dungeons and like those bonus areas in post game. So, you know, it's not very like expansive in the lore.
We're done here. I will take their belongings and carry them back to Dalgur. Come find me there when you can. We will thank you properly.
I guess we'll finish the dungeon while I'm here, because like I entered the dungeon, might as well finish it. How much is it going to take me? Just don't be that explodey ones again. I'm just so annoying. How are you still alive? Okay. You know what is weird? You know what is weird about Diablo? Like nothing has like damage type immunities. Like you'd think like snakes or undead would be immune to poison, but then if they made the undead immune to poison, then like as a Spiritborn I would have a very bad time because there's a lot of undead enemies in this game. And I'd have a very bad time not being able to use poison at all in a huge part of the game. But you know, it is a little bit weird. Like snakes and undead can be poisoned, or like ghosts. Like I was poisoning freaking ghosts. Like in our RPG, in our game, I obviously even Sanctuary Undead I made immune to poison. Because you know, when you make a TTRPG, these kind of things like have to make sense. When you're doing like an MMO or an RPG or like a computer RPG, like it doesn't. Not everything has to make sense because not everyone will see all the little bits that make up the world, that make up the mechanics. People won't see a stat block. People won't see a stat block. I'm clicking on an enemy. Attack. People won't see a stat block for every enemy, while in the game at least. So they won't know. So they won't see it spelled out that the undead are not immune to poison. So that like most people won't think about it. They won't consider it. So it can be allowed to like slide a little bit. But then you try to make an RPG out of that setting. You try to make an RPG out of that setting, out of that world. Like, and you have to wonder, like you have to ask yourself, are they supposed to be immune to poison? Because you know they're undead, you can't poison the body that is already not working. Are they supposed to be immune? Yeah, then you don't know. You have to make these guesses. You have to make these decisions. Which of the decisions of the game system in the computer game, in the video game, which of the decisions are like actual lore decisions, and which are just game mechanics? And I'm not complaining. It's not a complaint. I think it's a very interesting thing to do. Like I enjoy thinking about this kind of stuff, figuring this kind of stuff out. You still haven't said what you are better at. Like, I'm better at bouldering, but what are you better at? Jesus, like, it's just... You don't know. Romance. Yeah, probably. Like, it's gonna be very hard to be worse than me at romance. Like if I end up writing any sort of romance, it's probably gonna end up like the romance in the original Dune. Because if anyone watching this doesn't know this, like there is technically romance in the original Dune. But what the romance amounts to is is Paul Atreides has a vision. Paul Atreides is having a vision, and he is sharing this vision with Chani. And he's sharing this vision with Chani, and she sees their future. She sees their future together, and they're like, oh look, we're gonna bang in the future, and it's like, okay, yeah, let's do this. That's the romance. That's it. They see that they're gonna be a couple in the future, and they just go and do it. And they start very young, because they saw very early that they're gonna do it. So they just go at it. And then they have 9-year-old kids. And then they have kids, a pair of kids who are said at 9 years old are said to be taking part in siege orgies. I don't know what Frank Herbert was smoking. Like, the later books really get weird. Like, the first book is still, you know, weird, but the first book is still weird, but it's like a fun, like, fantasy kind of weird. A fun fantasy kind of weird, and then the next books are just weird. It was Clear Spice, maybe. Like, the first book is fun weird. The first book is a fun weird. Like a fun fantasy weird. But then the later books are just weird. Oh, okay, I'm getting very choppy all of a sudden. What is happening, game? They're not bad. Like, they're not bad. The second... No, they're not bad, but they're just... The later books... The second book feels like... Oh no. The second book feels... I don't want to compare it to Joker Folie 2. To the second Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. I don't want to compare it to that. It's not quite that bad. But it has the same effect. It has the same effect where the author realized that people were liking the wrong person, and he decided... I forgot I had a level up here. The author realized that people were liking the wrong person, and he realized, like, really hammer home that this is a bad person. That's what the second book feels like.
Not ready yet.
And the third book, like, I'm still very early in the third book. I'm getting through the third book very slowly. Getting through the third book very slowly. So I don't have a whole lot of judgment for it yet. So I don't have a whole lot of judgment for that book, but
Can't carry anymore.
and I am out of space. Can at least take that, and I'm still out of space. What I wouldn't give for, like, a pet or a mount in this game that can do the dismantling on the spot. I'd love to have that. Oh, we have now officially caught up to Geakul. Have now caught up to the area that I was earlier I was led to. So now I am like genuinely, honestly, I am in the place. And I'm gonna dismantle all the crap I don't need.
You can still use these.
Is that better? Much more maximum life, but it doesn't have the life region. I need the life region, okay?
There's that.
I'm keeping that sword then, I guess. Dread Wrecker.
I can break that down.
Sentry Inception. Hero Wrath. Like war. Look, I currently have equipped War Talent, and the competing item is called Hero Wrath, which is I think worse. Like it has more maximum life but less dexterity, but it doesn't have the life on kill, the new one. So I'm not doing that.
Use these.
And now like weapons, like oh, he has like a legendary glaive with maximum life, damage over time multiplier. This the current one also doesn't have where you evade or use an basic mobility to gain critical strike chance. Is this good? Chat, is this good? Rebounding elegant glaive. Like it seems good. More weapon damage, more maximum life, damage over time multiplier, and I am doing some dots. Fire damage multiplier, and I am using fire. Get 60% increased dodge chance during evade. Like it seems good. And it already has a socket in it. It's fine. Okay. I'm gonna
Come back
okay.
soon.
I'm gonna actually grab that. And there's a socket. So like what do I have? Like amethyst, like a bigger one. In weapon it will give shadow damage, so no. Fire and holy damage. Or poison damage. What do I do more? Fire or poison? I'm gonna do poison. It adds damage to both Centipede and Jaguar. Okay. Where's the jeweler person? Fire adds damage to both. Okay, so maybe I should have done fire. You can also just add. Yeah, I was getting to that because I was looking for the jeweler person. There it is. Add sockets. Okay, second socket. I can't add the third socket, can I?
Can't do that.
Yeah, figured. So now I will also add the fire gem. Okay. That should be good. Alright, now we get back to the dungeon because I have like one item left to loot. Yeah, random pants. Je n'ai pas these galots. And we can leave dungeon now. Butcher. Okay, not this one. J. Okay, I can claim this. I guess getting a skill point from that. Okay, where are we going? To this place back. But also there's a bunch of quests to still do here, so I'm gonna do that first. Okay. Okay, yes, so what are we... I think I already lost track of what we were talking about before I started actually talking about the game. The last thing I remember talking about right now is complaining about people being racist. It's the last thing I remember right now. Oh, we're talking about like Dune being weird. I remember that. Later Dune books being weird. You know, to be perfectly honest, like if I end up actually writing novels and I start writing sequels, I'm probably gonna get weird too. And I'm probably gonna get weird in a way that will like... And I'm probably gonna get weird in a way that people will go like, something's wrong with this dude. Because, you know, when you start to empathize with villains, you start to come up with some really weird crap, you know. And people are gonna be like, something's wrong with this guy. And also another, like, search for Dawood. Search for Dawood. I am seeing some wood like right here. Like I swiped my glaive so hard, a freaking statue broke. You mean DE road bolas? They are probably of some sound mind. You know, that is something that I've been thinking about, and came up with the most degenerate guy. You know, like, this is a topic that I've been thinking about for a while, really, but it's been on my mind more recently again. Like the topic, like I had this video idea. I had this video idea a long time ago, since before channel started doing better. So it's probably more like in the old channel epoch. So I'm probably not really going to be going with this kind of video anymore. Dawood, like this is not Dawood, this is Daman.
He hired an outsider to find me.
Well, it was this old video idea. It was like, let bad guys be bad guys. Meaning, you know, let bad guys do, you know, bad things. Like, D&D is so afraid, for example, D&D is so afraid of presenting slavery in their game. Like, it used to be that like almost everyone almost every villainous faction was having slaves. And you know, because you know they were villains. So it was one of the easiest ways to make someone a bad guy, because you know, slavery is bad. I think everyone will agree with that. Slavery is bad, except maybe that one lady in the place I worked at. You know, everyone would agree that slavery is bad. So they had a lot of bad guys. They had a lot of bad guys who committed slavery. But now they're just so afraid of the topic. It's like they think that if they have slavery in the game, it means that they approve of slavery. Like, not if all the villains are doing it. Like, let the villains do the villainous things. Like, even if like somebody is offended by there being slavery among the bad guys in the game, like if somebody doesn't like that it is a thing, like, let them. Like, not everything is for everyone. Like, absolutely give people a trigger warning. That's a lot of people to just jump out of the ground. Are they still hiding in here? A lot of people don't understand that presenting something does... Yeah. That's definitely a big part of that. But like, you know... Like I was saying, I keep getting distracted by these, and this is... I'm at the hour when I am starting to lose track very easily when I get distracted. Have I been in this? I have been in this place, but it's like the back entrance, like the back end that I haven't been to.
Thank you. It may not look like much now, but this will help save someone's limb. As for the smell, go to
So
the
like,
pits. It won't
another
save their
thing
bones. The
that
others will cancel each other out.
like modern settings are like afraid to do, like Lei Shen. Like Lei Shen, originally in Mists of Pandaria, it was suggested that he was like extremely sexist, that he was extremely misogynistic. There was the thing that there were like no Mogu females in the game. At least originally, there were no Mogu females in the game, and like it could be explained by saying that like they just didn't make the models. Like there is no female ogres in the game, but that doesn't mean anything. It just means that Blizzard never made female ogre models. So it could have been just that, but there was actually like hints that like he was actually did this on purpose. That he either killed all the female Mogu, or he made all the female Mogu use the base male Mogu stone bodies, because Lei Shen forced everyone to turn to the stone bodies, to use the stone bodies, because that meant he had greater control over people, over their bodies, over their everything, because you know that's what tyrants do. They try to control people. You know, and that made perfect sense. Because he's a bad guy, he's a psychopath, he wants to control people in every way. So it made sense that he would either like kill all the women, and so that people have to depend on him for reproduction through the Titan machinery that he stole, that were making more Mogu. Tell us another, like now I have a dagger that I'm getting a lot of weapons that I can't use. I mean I do have a new weapon that is serving me well right now, so maybe that's not a huge problem. And this is now the sealed Khazra offering that I picked up while I was being lifted off across the map. So maybe I'll do that now. Get that out of the way, and then continue with the main quest. But here's the big thing. Here's the big thing about Lei Shen. Originally, in Mists of Pandaria, there was the boss, the double boss in the Thunder King raid, in Throne of Thunder, the twin consorts, I think they called it originally, because you know. These were the first female Mogu in the game. The first female Mogu in the game, the twin consorts, because turns out that he saved only 2 female Mogu. And he kept them in a harem, skimpily dressed. And it was like, yeah, it was creepy. It was weird. But you know, it made perfect sense. It made perfect sense that a psychopath like him would do something like that. That he would like this like that's what misogynists do in the real world. That's what they do in the real world. They hate women, but at the same time they want to screw women. Like they hate women, but they don't want to love women. They want to enslave women. They want to make women be their pets, their minions, their slaves. That's what they want to do. Like, and it made perfect sense as a character. Like, yeah, it was creepy. It was weird. And that you were supposed to think of him as creepy, as weird, because he was a bad guy. He was a psychopath tyrant. He was a psychopath tyrant who made his entire race, kill or abandon all the women and replace them all with stone male bodies. So, like, of course he would do something like that. Like, there had to be something screwed up with his head to do something like that. And when something is screwed up with your head in that way, that's the kind of thing that you do. You like. That you hate the women, but you also, there is a part of you that wants some part of that, and because you hate them, you enslave them. Like, this is the kind of thing, exactly the kind of thing that he would do. But then people were upset that there was this creepy guy in their game. People were upset that they had to be confronted by this guy. And like, but he's a bad guy. Like, if you start removing everything that bad guys do, that is like, then you remove. Then why are they bad guys if you start removing everything they do? You can't recall which culture they're really based on, but I mean, he's a medieval warlord. Many medieval warlords had concubines. Well, guess Lei Shen went ahead and made sure he has the only concubines. Yeah, he's like... They're like... the Mogu are like... part Mongol, part Chinese. They're like somewhere in between those. They're like generic East Asian. That's the general basis of it. What? Generic East Asia. I thought I interrupted this. Are you hearing this? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? What the hell is going on there? Talk about creepy and weird. That was creepy and weird. Yeah, see, that was creepy and weird, and it made me feel uncomfortable. I want it gone from the game. I want it gone from the game because it made me feel uncomfortable for like 5 seconds. That's the... Like, sure, like... Infernal... I don't even think that was laughter. It didn't sound like laughter. It was like... like on a loop broken. Like it wasn't even laughter. Like sure, people have a right. People have a right to not have to see things they are uncomfortable with. Absolutely, people have the right. But that's why things like trigger warnings exist. You know, things like trigger warnings, they exist so that, like, if there was something that would upset you in a story, it's something that has like a psychological reason for you to be upset. Like, trigger warnings were not supposed to be just for things you don't like. Trigger warnings were supposed to be for like genuine, like psychological, like triggers. For like things that trigger a PTSD episode. And not just things you don't like. That's what trigger warnings were originally supposed to be for. And that's not what they are used like mostly now. But people absolutely have a right to be warned about things that would make them uncomfortable. And they have a right to skip those things that they would be uncomfortable with. People absolutely have the right for that. What they don't have a right for is telling other people that they can't make a story that includes those elements. That's where that right stops. If you don't want to see a story, with a creepy psychopath that keeps a harem of sex slaves, you have the right to not have to see that story. You have the right to be warned ahead of time that this is going on in the story, so if you will be uncomfortable with that, you can skip it. You have the right for that. But you don't have the right to come up and tell me that I'm not allowed to make this story. You don't have the right to say you can't make this story because I don't like it. Because that's not how this works.
Please, I need hope.
And that's where I feel like that's where we're starting to get. It's partially people who are like telling you like you can't make that story because I feel personally uncomfortable with some element of it. And partially it is companies, it is businesses that are trying to be too careful. Like D&D is refusing to have slavery even mentioned in their games, not because they feel uncomfortable with slavery. Like, they don't care about slavery. Like they're owned by one of the biggest companies in the world. Like they would have slaves in their company if the law allowed it. They would have slaves in their company if the law allowed it. It's just that they... Because if they make a story that has slavery in it... Hello, who are you?
I am no one important. I am simply a conduit for Akarat's light.
Okay. Okay, Mrs. Not Important. Because they know that not everyone will like a story that has like controversial elements. They know not everyone will like this story, and if not everyone likes this story, that means that they have less potential buyers. And they don't want to have less potential buyers. They have to make they want to make something for literally everyone. The product has to be acceptable for literally everyone. And if it's not acceptable for literally everyone, then they don't want that product. No. Like, you cannot and will never have a product that is literally for everyone. It will never happen, but they don't know this. They don't seem to realize this. and they try anyway. And that cautiousness, that over cautiousness,
I thought I could
causes a lot of these problems today.
see Omat's stronghold. But this must be a sign. Akarat wants me to turn back. May Akarat guide and protect you.
It's like what these companies need to realize is that they will never have something that is for everyone, and let the authors, let the creatives create the stories they want to tell. Is there like there's another stronghold to do? Are we doing that? Are we? So, yeah, I'm gonna do the stronghold. Then I'm gonna return to here, and then I'm gonna go with the main quest. Hopefully the stronghold doesn't take like half an hour, because then we'll be at the end of the stream already. It's like 1:26 AM already, so the time flew quickly again today. Yep, I know there's a stronghold. I'm coming here for the stronghold. Okay, we can't just enter it. What do we need to do? Investigate. Okay. Apparently investigating involves killing ghosts. Time flies when you're up. Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't mind, at least, you know, at least like I'm keeping something to talk about. I'm keeping busy. That's how you stream. You're supposed to constantly talk. As long as I am as long as I'm talking and like to keep people engaged, to keep people interested. There's something for me to like. I think there it is. There is what they need me to click at. Like, I swear, all of these businesses, all of these companies are going to be the death of us. Like, I said it before, that it might very well be that capitalism is the great filter responsible for the Fermi paradox.
The aftermath.
People of Kyrgyzstan.
Like, you know the Fermi paradox, yeah?
Children of Akarats. For too long,
Like, the Fermi paradox, which is like
Dar and her devils
if life is so easy to come up with, if life can spawn so easily, then like, where are all the aliens?
Akarats.
And one of the possible explanations for it is that there is a great filter. There is something that causes all of these potential civilizations to fall. Like, one of the potential reasons for the great filter could be like when a planet is could be that okay. One of the potential reasons for the great filter could be that when a planet is large enough, when a planet is large enough to have enough resources, to be able for the native population to go into space, when the planet is large enough to have enough resources, then it's too large for them to be able to leave orbit. to be able to leave the planet because the gravity becomes so strong. And when the planet is small enough to allow them to leave it, when the planet is small enough to allow them to leave it, then it doesn't have enough resources to build up long enough until they can actually do it. That's like one of the reasons for the Great Filter, one of potential reasons for the Great Filter. Or an alternative reason, the one that is my preferred reasons, capitalism. Because for any kind of species to become intelligent, it has to be competitive to a certain degree. Like, if the species doesn't have that competitive streak, it won't evolve into intelligence.
You have a good eye for ore. Probably smells.
So, and now this species is competitive, so a certain small group of people will try to outcompete the others, and they will not care about the good of the species, about the good of the planet. And they will exploit the population, they will exploit the people.
I can take that down.
And then they will exploit the people, and they will exploit them in a way that destroys the planet, destroys the environment. Like, the planet, the rock will be fine, but it destroys the environment.
You can still use this.
It will destroy the environment in a way that prevents that race, that species, from surviving long enough. And I guess I will stuff this sword in here. Guess I'll take those gems back out. No, they don't swap them. I have these in my stash. I don't know if I really need to keep these. So like that's my personal favorite potential reason for the Great Filter. I think we've done everything I wanted to do here. There's like a bunch of more random side quests. I don't want to do those right now. I want to continue with the story now. It's like another side quest in here that I left behind. Yeah, we're gonna get back to all of those in time. I'm getting back to the main story. I'm going back to Kiovashad. What do you think, chat? What do you think is the reason for the Great Filter? For the Fermi paradox? Like, let me know in the chat. Yeah, it will be closed when I leave town, but I'm continuing with the main story. I don't care about the portal.
After everything, brushed aside.
Okay. Come on, I'm clicking on Donan.
Good news for once, I hope.
The aliens saw humans and decided, nope, not dealing with... But that's like...
Wonderful.
The Fermi paradox means like there is the potential for life. There is a lot of potential for life in the universe. So life should be like everywhere. Life should be like everywhere.
Soulstone.
So there should be like thousands of species.
Is he serious?
even if one species went and decided, nope, not dealing with that, there would be 999 species.
Some basic degree of consideration. It's written in our code. He sent a plan. Though calling it that is generous. He wants to imprison.
There would be 999 species that would say, this is just fine.
Can it work?
There will be, or eventually there will be at least one, or there would be at least one or two or three species that would be fine with this.
We'll need an expert for that.
Lorath thinks that expert is you.
Then he is even more foolish than I thought. Go to the Horadric vault, will you? I'll dig up what he needs. You can deliver it. And maybe then he'll...
Like, have you heard of von Neumann probes? Like, at Mistral Woods. Now, where do you want me to go now? Mistral Woods. Okay, it's in this zone. I guess we'll go through this. So like, there would be like some species that would accept that. No, I don't lead me away all the way through. I need the waypoint. Or von Neumann probes. I was starting to talk about von Neumann probes. It is like painfully simple. Like it is von Neumann probes are something that we could, in theory, do today. Humanity, as it is today, could do the von Neumann probes. We could do the von Neumann probes today, but the reason we don't, because like it's not the right, it's not the investment of resources that we want to do right now. But we could do it today. Von Neumann probes are an idea that we could like make a bunch of probes with like a self-replicating like biological material, like that like seed in biological material. They seed in biological material, and they would spread across the universe. They would spread across the universe, look for planets similar to Earth, and then just seed the biological material from which humans would be born. And they could be like human populations spawning from that. Human populations spawning from that all over the universe. Like we could start doing this right now. And it's so trivially easy for a like a marginally technological civilizations that you have to ask, like, why didn't anyone do this yet?
We have an intruder.
Like there must be a reason why nobody has done that yet.
You brought a child.
Why has no von Neumann probe reached Earth with some alien genetic material and tried to spread it? No good way of monetizing it.
Watch where you swing that staff. It's not a toy.
Who is he?
He once lived in this vault. The one you're trespassing in. Explain yourself.
I'm a student.
Maybe the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs was it, and we are the result? No. Then we would see if humans or anything else on Earth were of alien origin, we would see signs of a different biology. Meanwhile, what we see on Earth, is like very clearly all related to each other. There is like very clearly all of this biology we have comes from the same source, from the same pattern, from the same one biosphere. Literally every single point of life on Earth comes from a single origin. It's possible that there were multiple origins of life at some point in Earth's history. It's possible that they used to be, but our biology, our biosphere won out and defeated all the other possible biospheres that were forming on Earth. So it's very clear biologically that everything on Earth comes only from Earth.
The stone will need to be attuned to Lilith before Lorath marches up to her. It won't hold her well otherwise. I put together some notes on the process before I left.
But apparently also, I haven't watched the latest season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I haven't watched that one yet.
The mage Donan has proved to be a wonderful addition to our order.
And apparently
has knowledge in spades. Any topic, even the most mundane, becomes profound in his care. He challenges my perspective.
Okay, this is weird.
We've made solid discoveries.
Apparently the latest season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds
many more to come.
Has shown Martians. Yeah, they have Martians in Star Trek now. Because they somehow they got sent back 65 million years ago to the time of the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs. And they discover that 65 million years ago there was a planet called Doldrum in our solar system. There was a planet called Doldrum, and Mars was livable and breathable, and there was a race of people that looked a surprising lot like Vulcans. There was a race of people who evolved on Mars. So now there's Martians in Star Trek, actual Martians.
Always find a way
in. Okay. And now this one is blocked, and will get unblocked, and he sees here's another desk.
Lilith hails from her father's domain. Hatred. That's the essence Lorath will need for the attunement. I kept a map somewhere. Here. All the places Mephisto's hatred yet lingers. There's just one last thing.
Okay, another desk. Come on, Donan. There's your desk. Over here. Is that your Horadric amulet on the table?
Yes. I bet Lorath still wears his. The Order's mission was his lifeblood. I couldn't give up my life for it. Not like him. I wanted to be a man. I left to chase family, fellowship, glory. And for what? You saw how that ended. My son. I can't do it. It wouldn't work anyway.
Donan.
You don't understand. The stuff soul stones are made of, they're old as the eternal conflict itself. With magic so primordial, you need faith. You need spirit. I have none.
What you lack in faith, you have in allies.
Who? You?
Yes. You're the only one who can help us.
Unfortunately, you may be right. I can't make any promises.
I'm listening to the story
Really, but
right now.
I can try.
And I already kind of
Or you
forgot
don't.
what I was talking about.
I'll try. Let's hear what the old man has to say.
Star Trek. And Star Trek having Martians now. Who are supposedly the ancestors of Vulcans. Okay. And I'm yawning now. Return to the study. Alright. Foyer. The story is very good. Which story? This game story or the Star Trek story I was not complaining, I was talking about?
This place is a treasure trove. Look at this masterpiece. Call us beyond the
Vessel of
veil
Terror
of
was
the
kind of meh,
jungles.
but Lord of Hatred is probably the best Diablo story yet. Well, I can't wait to get to that.
She's brilliant. One of my favorites.
Mine as well.
Have you read her treatises? Never mind. You can tell me on the road.
On the road.
I'm going to help you. I know the Haradrim's
I am
ways.
yawning a lot, and I'm
Even
very
at
glad
the
that you
right
can't see me right now.
And don't tell me it's too dangerous.
Vessel of Hatred, okay.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Ah, Vessel of Terror. You said Vessel of Terror. We did Vessel of Terror as a
Might even convince
as
the
a
man you should
TTRPG thing. We did Vessel of Terror.
Come on.
That might be why you were confused.
But you're Haradrim.
Because I named Vessel of Terror our thing after
Was once.
Vessel of Hatred.
Now, I suppose time will tell.
Because we were doing Diablo himself instead of the what's his face, Mephisto. And meet with my allies at the Forsaken Chapel. I don't know why I was kept thinking capital. Like I can see the word chapel, but my brain just goes capital. I guess that's something dyslexia adjacent in my brain. Okay, where are we going? Oh, here again. Okay. And do I want to finish like the side quest here? I have like one side quest left in here. This is like, oh, 2 side quests, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna do those. I'm gonna do those and then continue with the main story. Yeah, I am starting to get yawny and pike. This is not something clickable apparently. Sentry orders. Come on, move. I guess no one in the chat has been watching the latest Star Trek season either. Because nobody knows about that yet. And the horse just teleports up the cliff. didn't want to go up the cliff, but then just teleported up. Probably after I finish. I haven't even started. I just heard about this. Okay. Rotting Catacombs, a very, very welcoming title. And very, very appropriate too. Plague Maggot Young. We've seen so many Plague Maggots and no Duriel yet. Apparently he is somewhere in this game. Probably after I finish the stream. Oh. I guess that makes more sense. Yeah, the previous season was weird.
Need more time.
Okay, this looks like it could. What's happening? Okay, that's probably gonna kill me. Why is everything so exploding?
When I died in that forsaken place, it was without the grace of the light. Their path to salvation led me only into darkness. Now, it is blood that gives me purpose.
Like whenever I see like these big explosions, I just kind of panic. Like I know what to do, I know what I should do, but just my brain, like the musical episode in season 1. Like the previous season. The previous season's like final villain was literally demons, was literally space demons, sealed away in like a jar. It's like literally space demons last season. Like the space demons that like they gouged that one guy's eyes out. The zviez that they called them. Which was like sounding like vaguely Slavic word for a star that actually doesn't mean anything. It just sounded like it was a word for star. Like I liked the first 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds. I like the first 2 seasons because they very much felt like classic old Trek. Like just exploring, literally exploring strange new worlds. That's what it felt like.
Not ready yet.
And then like season... Like what the hell is doing so much damage? And like season 3 got weirder. Got back to like the what Star Trek has been doing lately. Also, I watched a couple of episodes of the Starfleet Academy show, and it was like it immediately hits you with that edginess. It immediately hits you with that edge. Glassstone, what are they talking about? I'm looking at the email notifications on my phone. Like Starfleet Academy like immediately hits you with that all of that edge, and then it has an episode where there's this competing like war college, they called it, I think. There's this competing war college, and this competing war college commits sexual assault on a couple of the students of the Starfleet Academy, and everyone is like, ha ha ha, that's so funny. It's so funny. They forced people naked in front of everyone. That's ha ha ha. That's so funny. And it's not like it's villains doing it. Like the main characters, the positive characters that we're supposed to root for, are doing this stuff. Like, and they weren't doing this themselves, but they were saying like how funny it was that a guy was forced to be naked in front of everyone against his will. Like that episode almost made me skip the whole show. Then in the very next episode, like they have this idiot plot, the plot that demands everyone to be absolute idiots. Like the last episode of the Starfleet Academy show that I watched was the episode with the Klingons, where it turns out that like somehow the Klingon homeworld of Kronos was wiped out somehow, and Klingons are now like nomads or constantly on the move, and the Federation found a world that would fit the Klingons very well. But the Klingons don't want to be given a handout. Oh, legendary boots. The Klingons don't want to be given a handout because like they have to win everything in a fight. And like I immediately I find myself thinking, huh, poison resistance, evade grants movement speed. That could be cool. Like immediately I find myself thinking, just mock a fight. Just pretend you're fighting the Klingons for it. Let them win this planet in battle, and then they will accept it. It takes them a whole episode, and specifically the Klingon cadet, to come up with this solution. And I come up with this in like 5 seconds. Like, it has really no one in the entire Starfleet Academy. There's really no one come up with that idea. That Klingons need to win something in a battle. Really? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Okay, you dropped the stone when I portal out. And that was the last episode I watched. I didn't like rage quit because that episode was so stupid. That's not what happened.
What do you need?
It's just, you know, I had no desire to keep going. Because like the character, like the main characters were just such an edgelord. The other characters were just kind of stupid, kind of wandering around. It was just it was worse than bad. It was bland and uninteresting. Also, chat, do let... What is happening? Also, chat, do let me know if these shoes are better. Let me know which of these shoes are better. So, you know, the Star Trek has been hit and miss. I hated the first season of Discovery. Movement speed on evade is kind of good. It's kind of good, but is it better than what I have now? That's the question. What is this way? Also, it's past 2 now, so I don't know if I'll be able to do much else beyond this dungeon. Now this loops back to that area, okay. Oh, the butcher! I almost missed him. I hated the first season. Oh, what is that? I hated the first season of Discovery because it was like full edgelord stuff, and I hated the second one less. I hated the second season less, but from the third season it really starts to find itself. Look at this. I got a unique quarterstaff. More weapon damage, more dexterity, lucky hit up to a 15% chance to restore a primary resource, +4 to potency skills. I don't know what that means, +4 to potency skills. My base focus skills benefit from all their upgrades, and they increase the damage of your potency skills. And which are the potencies, like potency skills and focus skills? Like I'm gonna put that on just because it's, you know, it's legendary. And we'll see what that does in the end. Okay, so I guess we opened everything here on this side of the dungeon, so I guess we're continuing to the end. Good thing I went back, because I would have missed the butcher and didn't get the unique stuff. Okay, now that's very creepy. Blood Bishop. Okay, what's happening? Like, he's literally just almost killed me with no way out. He just stunned me. Hey, that was weird. And I'm getting more of those dungeon sigils, which I'm absolutely not using. Like, do let me know how good it... So, like, do let me know, like, if these shoes are better, and if this staff is really good. Like, do let me know about those two. Like say, staff good, or staff bad. New shoes better, new shoes worse. Like, do let me know some of that. Okay, but we also dungeon cleared, so we're gonna leave dungeon. The staff is great. Okay, And then the new shoes or the old shoes? New shoes, zoom zoom, staff bomb. What new shoes, zoom zoom? But does this mean that new shoes are good? I don't know. Oh, there's a lot of ghosts just hanging out. I'm waiting to hear if the new shoes are good. You will move faster after door. So I'll put the new shoes on. Okay. Serac Rapture. I was like here. Was I have been here before. It will help him. It will help me get around a bit. Okay. I'd like to get like a legendary helmet or chest. That's what I'd like to get. So I guess buying that weapon was a bit of a waste then. Because then I got this staff. Find the Coarse the Collector somewhere in here. Coarse the Collector, are you anywhere in here? What are you collecting, Coarse? Like, are you a Pokemon collector? Can we settle this with like a Pokemon battle? Instead of, you know, having to kill each other? You know what they say, like when two Pokemon trainers like lock their eyes, they have to fight each other. But not like fight to the death. See, dude, like we looked at each other and you were supposed to give me a Pokemon battle. Now you didn't do that. Now I had to kill you. So like that wasn't completely unnecessary. Like we could have just have settled it with a Pokemon battle, like, you know, like civilized people. But no, you had to go and be difficult. Maybe he didn't. He knew he would lose the battle. He knew he would lose the battle, so he knew he had to cheat. He knew he had to like physically kill me to like steal my collection. And that's very rude. I was just here a moment ago, and this guy wasn't there. In the time it took me to get from here to up there, to that area up there, kill the collector guy, and come back, in this time this guy came up here, died to no enemies. So like, what the hell happened to that guy? There was no enemy. There were no enemies here. So he just came up here and just like, I don't know, he had a heart attack or something. I don't know what these people are doing here anymore.
Well done. You shall have the honor of mounting the head. Let both friend and foe know that you have brought down the beast.
Okay. Mount the head of color. See, dude, that's what happens when you don't do the Pokemon battles. Ah, so like potency. Okay, I see now. So these like potency. I'm getting like for free, getting ranks from these for these skills. From the item. Okay. I feel like I had more points in this than 4. Weird. Anyway. Any quests left here? Side quests? There's like a new side quest. I don't feel like doing that. What's this? It's over there. It's that one. So not feeling like doing that. So then I have to get back here. Okay, and it's 2:11, so I guess we can start preparing to finish for today. So there is like what is this? Capstone Dungeon. Well, there's a waypoint undiscovered here. Maybe next time. Astaroth. Okay. I do still have like a bunch of items again. So I need to actually go to a proper city with like blacksmiths and stuff. But I guess we'll be starting to hold for the day. I do want to say that the poll for the next video was the poll was kind of close, because the Dune suggestion was of course very popular. Can you like add the sockets to the not the legendary, the super legendary, the unique? You can. Okay. So now we go and take those gems. Flawless emerald. And ruby. Yeah. And now we dismantle things.
You can still use these.
Guess we'll dismantle this then. Got the new aspect thing that I can put on like another item.
I can break that down.
So I guess I can definitely get rid of these boots. Can I like put that fear thing on the helmet? But the helmet is kind of old because level 49 and I'm like 61. So maybe like when I get like a super high level helmet with like life regen or life on hit, then like put a legendary on it, maybe. Okay. Yeah, so I think we'll be finishing, and the poll was like kind of close up. The Dune option. The Dune option was, of course, very popular. Got very popular very quickly. But I think the next video we'll be doing tomorrow will be the yeah. I think the next video we'll be doing tomorrow will be will be the Forgotten Races of 4th edition D&D, and that should be a fun one. There's a couple of races that you like just never see again. There's a couple of races that were introduced in 4th edition, like Dragonborn and Tieflings weren't really like introduced, added in 4th edition, but they were really popularized by 4th edition. They were very different prior to that, and 4th edition made a new and improved version. But then there was a couple of races that didn't get that same popularity, that same influence, and you don't really see them today at all. And I wanted to talk about them, and it was still was a very popular option in the poll. I guess the 4th edition D&D is a popular topic for these, so it's something to capitalize on. But yeah, it's probably gonna be this week the Forgotten Races of 4th edition D&D, and then probably the Dune one. Then probably we're doing Dune. But yeah, this should be it. I should check like the reliquaries and stuff. Let's see if I can unlock anything. How many do I have of these favor tokens? Come on, load in game. Ain't got all day. Come on. Loading, okay. I got 6. I got 6. This is armor. Yeah? Yeah, this is barding, so this is armor, yeah. I got 6 and I want 8. Need to collect 8 to get this bad boy. Yeah. This is what I really want. Gloam Strider. I might want to have one of those in our game as a mount, because it's really cool. So I'm still collecting those, saving those up for the mount. And Overwatch, can I get anything out of this? Yeah, I can buy this now. For some time when I get the druid. Yeah, 50 days it says. It will be available for 50 more days. So I got 50 more days to collect these 4 items, which I don't really care about. So I got 50 days to just unlock these, just to get them out of the way, to then maybe get the fox thing. Collections, leaderboard unranked, challenge the tower. Enter the tower and prove your might to climb the leaderboards. I have no idea what this is about. Yeah, I have no idea what this is about. Okay, yeah. Unlocked the reliquaries that I wanted to unlock. And I guess this is it for today. We'll continue with the main story next time. I had no idea what to title the next stream. Like what did it say? I'll have to check. I'll have to check at the end like what the next quest wanted me to do. And like title the stream based on that. But that's a topic for Tuesday at the earliest. But yeah. Level 61, so which I guess level 70 is maximum level. But yeah, this will be ending now. I am getting starting to get tired. I even talked about what the next video for the week is going to be. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream and me talking crap about like all kinds of topics today, and not just rambling on about Alexander the Great for an hour and a half. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. This should be it for today, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.